two in one. Holla ballers and a bro fist to you all! Friday's back upon us once again, which means we can put our feet up and relax, especially after a super serious monkey week. Been rocking the monk. Regretting my own personal drama that I didn't play the Brewmaster enough in Mr. Pandaria. Did not give it the love it deserved. I feel genuinely bad. I do feel bad. I logged on my Brewmaster. I was like, I fucking love this class. Why haven't I played it a lot? Why is it so badly geared? Why? Because it is a ton of fun. But we'll resolve that. We have time. Blizzard will not give us Warlords of Draenor, will they? No, they won't. Blizzard's not giving us Warlords of Draenor. That mic, though. There we go. We'll be fine. Blizzard not giving us Warlords of Draenor, so we've got time. We've got time. Big shout outs firstly to you guys who joined us on a Friday. 5 p.m. GMT. That's London time. For those of you who don't get it, every single week, Friday, 5 p.m. GMT. London time. Just Google it. It's on my live stream. It's pretty good. I also want to give out a huge shout to all of the guys. Some of you are in the chat and some of you are travelling right now to Manchester, which is where I live. And I'm going to be meeting you tomorrow. And I'm really excited for it. Mr. Ghosty has already been and met some of you today, as you've been arriving. But tomorrow evening, me and my good lady, Low Tech Support, will be venturing into Manchester around about 8 p.m. For any of you who are 50-50 on the fence, you live locally, all that kind of stuff. If you live locally and you're not sure whether to come and say hi, do so. Please, for the love of God. I don't get enough opportunities to meet you guys. I will be there, Manchester City Centre, 8 p.m. GMT. It's London time, right? I'm sure no international people are coming last minute. But I will be there, and we'll be there for a couple of hours until the babysitter rings and says our son has gone absolutely berserk. And then I will see you, say hello, shake some hands, right? We'll have a drink together. It'll be all good. Don't you worry about it. If you wish to come, either check out the Preach Gaming Facebook or my website. All the details are there and all the people to contact if you're not sure who to meet. A lot of strangers meeting up, so it's fine. Don't worry about being on your own. A lot of people are like, I don't know anyone. Most people don't. It's internet people, right? You do know one person, and that's me. You also know Ghosty, and he's going to be there too. So come and join us. Come and say hello. Let's just shake some hands. Right then. Down to business. I have 3 stories here. Now, they're long stories, but some of the story isn't the best, which is acceptable, right? Some parts of the story aren't the best. So what I've done, which I think is in my wisdom of doing this for quite a long time now with Drama Friday, is I'm going to read the part which is just really cool. So some of the stories won't have an ending, but it's okay. Just be under the impression that the ending wasn't incredible, right? Not that it was badly written, because obviously we're still reading the story. But the bits that I want to read are really good. Really, really good. So it's going to be interesting. And also, check out the first Still the Warcraft movie. You know how much I love movies. See the Warcraft movie is happening. It's happening. Intensifies. Use that as a GIF. You can see that now. The Job of WoW. That's a biblical reference. Don't ban me, Twitch. Right? Don't ban me. Don't go there, Twitch. I don't want to be that guy. My uncle is a dick and that good old ERP. We haven't done ERP for a while. We should do it. The Lonesome Noob and the Angry Dutchman. There's a lot of hate towards a Dutchie in that story. As always, I remind you, these stories aren't written by me. Okay, it's not me. I know a lot of people who come to my channel don't realise that these aren't my stories, right? I modify them and read them in a way that should be fun for you guys. Just giving you a bit of a smile, right? It's not me. I don't hate the Dutch. I only hate the Swede. Okay? That's it. I'm joking, of course. I think we need to research the Swede hate as well. A lot of people have seemed to have lost that joke over the years, but that's fine. Right. Let's do the one with a ton of people in it. And I mean a lot of people. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 2 of them are guilds. So 5 people are in this one. I'm going to need a bigger notepad. Right, so I need the Dicky Uncle. Uncle Dickhead. Uncle Knobhead. The wife of Uncle Knobhead. The wife of the... You've got to wonder about the wife of the Knobhead. You do. Daddy! I wish I could read his game name. As a father, he's chosen a game name, which is just legit. I'm still writing them, so 1 second. We need an auntie. Oh, them ladies. If you can't tell, this is a very family-orientated one. A female night elf druid. And another female GM. Although I'm not sure you make it into the story. Okay. Right, who's been Uncle Knobhead? Who's been Uncle Knobhead? I'm going to go with... Ooh, Shifty. Shifty. You know the second part of your name, Shifty. Joshy. Oh no, we need a wife. Where's all them ladies gone? They've all gone quiet, haven't they? All the girls have gone quiet, which is just the way it goes, I suppose. It's just the way it's... I don't want to be that girl. We'll go with... Skook. Skook could be a lady today. Who's been the daddy? Vandorian. Vandorian the father. The father of all things, Vandorian. Auntie. Who's been Auntie? Bexy. Bexy can be... Auntie Bexy. That works. Auntie Bexy. Who's been the slut? If it's described as a female night elf druid, it's the slut. You know it is. You know it is. I'm not having Wendy again. Wendy's been through enough. We'll go with Monkey. Monkey works. And finally, a serious Captain Janeway type role, female GM, will be... Looking for a ladyish name, but serious ladyish, like Margaret. Margaret. I don't know why. Saggy. Saggy. Saggy will do just nicely. Saggy will do just nicely. I like this. I like Saggy. That came out wrong. I'm going to pay for that later. Saggy! Right. Okay. That's it. That's it. Okay. Chapter 1. The beginning. This is called the Uncle Dick and some good old ERP. Uncle Dick and Uncle ERP. I'll preach you to prophecy you from Oregon, US of A. Mighty Oregon. I don't think we had anybody on the map from Oregon. Ever. I'll have to check the map. The map still exists. I've prepared to share with you the memorable moments from my long 8-year journey in the game that is World of Warcraft. I started playing WoW when I was 9 years old. 9 years old. 9 years old. Right before the Burning Crusade was released, my dad had been playing it with his brother after his brother introduced him. For a few days, I watched as he played and he let me create my own character in game to try out. My son, I would never let my son use my WoW account. Is that wrong of me? Is it that bad that I would just never let my son on my WoW account? It's like, Dad, please, can I play? And I'm like, yeah, trial account for you. You're not playing on my account. You're just not. I made a Night Elf Warrior and instantly fell in love with the game. He soon got me my own account, of course he did, because he really liked it. He wanted to play on it. Fuck off, it's my account. He soon got me my own account and recreated my character. However, even early into the game, I was an altaholic. I could never stick with one character. I got my warrior to about 30 and then decided I wanted a hunter, seeing that they could tame pets. And I always wanted a pet. 9 years old. I want a pet. Dad never buys me a pet. All I've wanted for Christmas for years is a doggy. You won't get me one. I want a hunter, so I can have my own doggy. As much as I like my warrior, I couldn't compare to how fun and awesome the hunter was. I got TBC a few months after its release. Your dad sucks. Your dad sucks. Your dad sucks. A few months after it. You can have the Burning Crusade when you reach level 58. And not before. Until you do your chores and get to level 58, you're not having it. You're not having it, no. Yeah, I'm playing TBC. Yeah, I'm playing it. But I'm your dad. And I earned it. I earned it. Now go and do your fucking jobs. I didn't cap until around the time the Sunwell was released. Wow. Them 10 levels, though. Them 10 levels. What a grind. How long were you in, like, Nagrand and Alkendown? It's a long time to be in those zones. Along with me and my father, my uncle and his wife also played. And their sister, his aunt, also played. Their 5-man team. Now you can see why I chose this story. Their 5-man team is him, 9 years old, his father's brother, his father's brother's wife, and her sister. There's an odd one out in that combo, right? There's an odd one out in that combo, and it's you. I'm sorry to say, it's you. And it's not going to work out well when you stick a 9-year-old with a bunch of adults who are probably noobs at this game. And also, playing with your family is that much. I don't know, that's an awkward Christmas dinner if you ask me. Arguing about loots. They decided to make their own guild. With my uncle as the GM. Who's the uncle, knobhead? Shifty. Shifty's going to be the GM. Shifty's the GM. Things went well for a while. Didn't they? Things went well for a while. We helped each other out when needed, ran dungeons sometimes, but never really did any raiding or anything at that time. Now, being that I was about 9 years old, I don't remember all the details of the next event, but in short, I learned that my uncle was a bit of a cock. Yeah? Uncle is a bit of a dick. Uncle Shifty, bit of a dick. We are running an Outland normal dungeon that included my uncle, his wife, my dad, my aunt, and I. My uncle and I were both hunters, him a dwarf, and me a night elf. His wife was the healer, a Draenei priest, doing it right. At least she knew her role, right boys? At least she knew her role, fucking priest healer. Good girl, good girl. My dad was a night elf fury warrior, and my aunt was a human paladin and the tank. Both the girls are the tank healer combo. I shouldn't laugh. I'm a staunch supporter of equality in the game, but there's an irony here that needs to be pointed out, is that the ladies are taking up the most valuable roles. The ladies are in fact wearing the pants of this dungeon. Aren't they? The ladies are wearing the pants in this dungeon. I don't remember what dungeon it was. I know it was in the mid-60s. Somehow we were managing to wipe multiple times in this normal instance. I was confused at first, but eventually realised it was because my uncle's wife, Skook, was dog shit. If a 9-year-old realises you're dog shit, you fucked up badly. You fucked up. If a 9-year-old is going, you fucking suck. You fucking suck. She was doing deeps and healing at the same time. She had decided to put 50% of her talents into Holy, while then putting 50% of her talents into Shadow. Alright. Good stuff. Which means she's a hybrid. That's how that works, okay? She's a hybrid. She can deeps and she can heal at the same time, right? She's hybriding it. It's fine. The only reason we even stayed alive at times is because my Aunt Bexy, it sounds like she should be cooking dinner, right? Aunt Bexy. My Aunt Bexy would self-heal. Aunt Bexy's a pro, which you just can't say in a normal everyday conversation. I tell you, I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie, but Aunt Bexy, yeah, the one who's making them glorious roast beef sandwiches. She's kind of a badass tank as well. I'm fucking serious, man. She's fucking awesome. She's self-healing. She can deal with this. I then made a crucial mistake. I called her out on it. There's a 9-year-old calling out his aunt for being a noob. I love it. I don't remember the word for word, but it went along the lines of that she sucked and needed to get her shit together. I told her she needed to be healing us more, and she shouldn't have half her talents in Shadow. Now, we can only relate it to our actual aunts, can't we? We can only put it in the context of what our aunts are like. If you've got one, not everybody does. Mine, sadly, is dead. Feel sorry for me now. But we have to realise that if she were still alive, I would never tell my aunt she was a noob and then tell her to get her shit together. From a 9-year-old. Yeah, from a 9-year-old. I probably wouldn't do it. I'm just saying, you know. I'm not sure what conversation went on behind closed doors between her and my uncle, who, as I mentioned, was the GM of our guild. But all I know is that a minute or so later, the 9-year-old nephew was kicked from the guild. The 9-year-old got kicked from the... There's only one way to play this family dispute. There's only one way we can handle this situation, and that is to kick the 9-year-old from the family guild. The family guild disowned you, son. The family guild kicked you at 9 years old. Oh my god. How bad must that feel? Oh, I am not even a part of the same guild as my father. My own did his father leave the guild? Not a fucking chance, because WoW is thicker than blood. WoW is thicker than blood, son. And this is a valuable lesson learned, kid. You listening to me, son? Don't mess around online, right? Family or not. Family or not. You're out. I bought you TBC. I gave you everything. I worked hard for this, and you ruined it. You ruined it. Now there's going to be tension at dinner, right? Thanksgiving's a mess. Got to see them. They got to come over, and you're the kid who's been kicked from the guild. What's next? Yeah. Unfriended on Facebook. Could happen. I was caught completely off guard. I never would have expected my uncle to kick his nephew, especially over something so small. My dad and other aunt seemed surprised. My dad seemed very surprised, but did nothing about it. Well, that was unexpected, son. But again, lesson learned. Move on, right? Move on. Move on and forget about it. I just went on with the dungeon. They just carried on. Kicked from the guild. No doubt removed from the group. Ah, well, let's just carry on. I still want to get my loot, right? Got some mid-level 60s blues up in this bitch. Need to get on. Fuck my kid. Fuck my only son. Though they still grouped up with me sometimes to do stuff, I did move on. I capped my hunt. What's going to happen next, right? What's going to happen next? They're old people playing an MMO, right? And they're not old people like we're getting to be old people playing games, who grew up with this knowledge, right? We're going to be the cooler old people. Well, probably not, because they'll be into some sort of hipster shit when we're older. But we know how to play some games. These guys don't. A few years back. This 9-year-old. This 9-year-old has the skills and the knowledge. You know what's coming. A few months later. DK. I know what you're saying. DK. A few months later, after I capped my hunter, and then a few months later, I had gone through Karazhan. My dad then inspected my character and saw how, and I haven't heard this phrase in many a year, boss my gear is. My dad told me I could come back to the guild anytime I wanted to. Owned, motherfuckers! You can't even do Karazhan. Maiden of Virtue eats you for breakfast. Morose is literally having you for fucking dinner, bitches. I'm a young kid. I picked up what the fuck's going on. And now I outgear all of you. You are all beneath me. All of you are now beneath me. All of you are now. And you can come back. Come back to us, son. They wanted to carry him. They want the 9-year-old carry. 9-year-old carry, best carry. I simply said, okay, knowing he has all the power. But in my mind, was telling him to fuck off. My uncle ended up divorcing his wife about a year later. Not only that, but he quit the game in the middle of Wrath. That sentence goes a little bit different, doesn't it? She got divorced for causing this trouble. The ultimate question has to be asked. We can't really ignore the fact that possibly this divorce stems from that kicking in a WoW 5-man dungeon. The fact that she forced our uncle, to kick his own nephew. It was a big ask. Did it end in divorce? Did it? We'll never know. But it's possible that it all came from that day. My dad still plays, and so does my other aunt. Raging hormones and ERP. I would never quit if I broke up with a missus. I would actually quit. True story. I broke up with a girl once while still playing WoW, and I used WoW as a great way to not give a shit about breaking up with her. She was a bit of a dick anyway. Going back in time a little, when I was still leveling, I came into contact with what is known as RP. I'm not going to go into too much detail about my experience with RP, but that's mostly because it was very short-lived. I played on the server Shadow Council, a US RP server in my early days of WoW when I was around 10 or 11. For some odd reason, I enjoyed sitting in Goldshire watching others roleplay. Just sitting on the fence, watching. Back in Vanilla and BC, there were always lots of people there. It would be a ghost town today if there were no cross-realm zones due to lack of players. I got to talking to a female night elf druid called Saggy. Beautiful girl, Saggy. I grew to like her a lot. We RP'd a lot, and we're as close as you can get to a relationship in WoW without exchanging phone numbers or adding each other on MySpace. I wouldn't say it was too serious. I mean, we're pretty close. But we're not on MySpace, right? I just want to put it out there for everybody to understand the closeness level. Very close in game, but not MySpace close. You know, we're not that fucking serious. We haven't reached the levels where we're MySpace close. It's important that you understand that we're not MySpace close. This was, of course, before the good book. MySpace. No, I'm not adding you on MySpace. It's a bit too much of a commitment to me. Thinking back on it, it was actually really creepy and weird because she knew my age. But I didn't seem to mind at the time. You're like 10 or 11 years old with female attention. Why would you care? She's the weird one, right? She's the one who wants to be MySpace friends. She's the one who really wants to get the MySpace going on. Also, I was also regarded as very mature for my age. I mean, you should understand, for a 10-year-old, very mature for a 10-year-old. I hear it a lot that I'm mature for a 10-year-old, I guess. So I probably didn't sound like I was only 10 to her. Anyway, we did a lot together, such as quest and do dungeons, since we were both around 45 or 50 at the time, this being again on a hunter. One day we were hanging out in Goldshire. She asked me to go to Ironforge with her. A little trip to the city. When we got there, we were still RPing, and she brought me to show me a house that she thought we should buy together. She wants to move you into the city, roleplay, buy a house. She's making the moves. She's making the smooth moves. She's thought this through. We're getting serious, right? This isn't going to be a one-night RP stand. We're buying a house together. In Ironforge, of all places. We're moving on up to the big city, people. 11 years old, my own house in the city. Doing it right, baby. Doing it right. What a guy. I don't want to go into more details to make it creepy and whatnot, but long story short, there was not a lot of clothes to be seen on our characters that night between the woman and the 10-year-old boy. Interesting. Being a naive young lad just entering puberty, I thought she was smoking hot. Smoking hot. Smoking hot. I let my hormones get the better of me, when in reality she was probably either a guy or a whale. But I will never know. You never even got a picture? That's why you should always MySpace. I keep telling you guys, if you're gonna ERP with somebody, at least get their MySpace information. You need some facts to justify what you're doing, okay? You need MySpace information. You're just a massive douchebag if you're not on MySpace finding out the details, right? Just fucking get it together. It's a serious fucking... It's a rule. You must at least get MySpace information before you ERP. For the love of God. She stopped playing the game a month later. Was it a... I can... You know what? There could be some horrible jokes here. Our guy is, of course, 10 years old. But he did try to ERP. Now, as a very mature 10-year-old, you can probably imagine what kind of things he ERP'd. And this long relationship suddenly came to an end after that night. After that long night. What kind of things would you ERP as a 10-year-old? I can only imagine that for this other person, let's say it was a lady, didn't realise of his young age, didn't realise, got her ERP on, had finally come up with the courage to buy a house. Okay, she was taking it very serious. They thought there was a long-term thing here. It was a commitment. They're going to buy a house together, got the ERP on, and suddenly 10-year-old ERP messages were going on. Lego, yeah. I'm building you a house out of my red bricks. They're my special red bricks. And this girl was like, what? What the fuck is going on? This is so creepy. And then gave up on the game. It's like, this has gone really weird. I think this is a kid. I'm leaving the game. I think that's what went down there. And that's where we're going to stop that one. So they just go on into a pub, but that's okay. What a wonderful tale, though. Kit from your own family guild. Right. Okay. Which one? I think we'll do the Lonesome Noob. Yeah, the Lonesome Noob. The red bricks, they're the best, right? But why? Because it's red. You get it? You get it? This one, the Lonesome Noob. I love newbie stories. They're so funny. Early 2008, I started playing WoW. Yes, that late. Because I was entering my second year of high school and all my so-called friends had all left online gaming. The king of which for me was RuneScape. But I just couldn't bear the thought of exploring a world I once did with friends alone. So after killing a chicken or two in Lumbridge, I decided to Azeroth I go. All his friends quit RuneScape. Good men. Moved over to World of Warcraft. You're forced to join. If all your friends leave, you gotta go. I didn't have any money. One problem with playing this awesome game is I don't have any money. The solution, which I guarantee none of you have done, was to acquire 5 10-day trial accounts. 5 10-day trial accounts. That's the solution. I don't have any money, so I'm getting 5 10-day trial accounts. I was only young and I couldn't really afford to pay subscription. Neither could my mum or dad understand why they should pay monthly and said no whenever I asked. The first time I logged into this new world, I dived straight for a human warrior. I was ready. Sword in hand, I decided to venture out into this strange new world. I reached level 4 and died to those fucking murlocs in Elwyn Forest. And then my 10 days was up. I kind of make it sound like you got to level 4 in 10 days. The 10-day journey to level 4. It needs to be filled. I hope that's not what happened to you. I really hope it didn't take you 10 days to reach level 4. Because that would be awesome. Totally awesome if that was the case. And I would watch that. I would watch 10 days of somebody getting to level 4. I really fucking would. I would sit and watch it. I would sit and watch it non-stop, man. I wouldn't even fast forward it. I want the experience. I opened up the next trial account and made a Dorothy Hunter. I'm being completely pissed that I couldn't get a pet until level 10. Gave up. No wonder. You only made it to 4 in 10 days last time. I haven't got time for level 10. Ain't nobody got time for that. What is this for rich people? Snobs? These fucking people who've got all the money in the world think everybody can get to level 10? Idiots. I can't be doing that. Giving up. Level 10? That must have seemed like an eternity away. Mustn't it? For somebody who only reached level 4 in 10 days. Level 10 must seem like a mountain. That must seem like a fucking struggle, like a marathon of gaming. I don't have that kind of time. Desiring more of this amazing world, I set up another account. Account 3. Each email adding more numbers on than the last. Then it finally happened. I saved up and purchased the game, and to think I got 30 days of free time for me. It was bliss. 30 days. That's like level 12. I have a whole month. 12 levels. I can finally get that hunter. I can have my own pet. Oh my god. I've got my own pet. I can make it. I know I can do it. Since I was a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z, And in the Burning Crusade, a blood elf with spiky hair looked quite like a Super Saiyan. In my childish mind, I instantly rolled a Blelf Paladin called Forever Lost. Ooh, no more happy, just got shit on. Forever Lost. The Super Saiyan Blood Elf Paladin, right? How cool is that to a kid? I'm a Super Saiyan spiky hair Blood Elf Paladin. Forever lost, one man alone in the world that abandoned him. Oh, the emo phase when I wanted so hard to be cool. So hard to be cool. So hard. I ended up making my first ever friend. Aww. I made my first ever friend, though, in the starting zone. I can't remember his name. I just remember him for what he was. A fucking leech. Friend. You look like a newbie. We should be friends. Right? That's exactly why. People like Ghosty, if he's still here, people like Ghosty don't join the guild when they make new characters on most occasions. They go undercover. They go undercover to join friendly, casual raiding guilds. Right? You know the ones. We are friendly. Tick. Casual. Tick. Raiding guild. Tick. We promise you everything when you cap. And they give you greens. They give you all the goodies. They give you all the stuff. Love it. I was constantly out-leveling him and he was constantly begging me for crap that I eventually had to put him on ignore. I love it. My journey from 1 to 70 was slow and steady one. I was a paladin after all. Judgment for the win. But eventually I got to 70 and had a guild called the Night Wolves. Which didn't really raid much, but it was just a tight-knit group. So I didn't get to see much of the endgame. I didn't get to do much with them, but they had such a cool name. You are forever lost of the Night Wolves. Oh, that must have seemed so cool to a little kid. Yeah, man. They don't raid. Can't do shit. Can't even do a fucking 5-man. Doesn't matter. Forever lost. Night Wolf. Doing it right. Wrath of the Lich King. It's just around the corner and holy shit, I was excited. I watched the trailer over and over. Being a fan of Warcraft 3, I was amazed. And being able to play a DK. And then it happened. Release date. I bought the game, came home, installed it, and then, being a complete and utter dumb fuck, deleted my paladin. Deleted my paladin and gave all his golden loot to my Death Knight. That could have been much worse, couldn't it? That could have been considered. I don't know if this happens. If you have an account with a level 60 on it, or whatever, a level 58, and you delete it, can you no longer make a DK on that server? Originally, I think you can make a DK on any server now, right? But originally, if you would have gone like delete making a new character, want my account to be all clean, could you not have rolled a DK? Would that have happened? Could that have possibly happened? I'm not sure. Would anybody even know? Is anybody stupid enough to have done that? Is anybody stupid enough to have done that? I have no idea. Delete L55 Paladin equals no DK. That would have been so much better. Oh my god. I'm actually upset that you didn't do that. I'm genuinely upset you didn't do that. I gave all his golden loot to my DK, but like I gave a shit, I was too hyped about playing a Death Knight. Whoa! I deleted my paladin like I fucking care about to roll a DK, bitch. Don't even worry about it. And wanting to be cool and fitting in with my guild, I decided to name my brand new DK of the Wolf Guild Werewolf of the Wolves. I am Werewolf of the Wolves. What was the name of the guild? I forgot. I need to remind myself. Was it not the Werewolves? Were you already called the Werewolves? I can't find the section of it. Somebody in the chat remind me what that guild was called. But he's called his new DK the Werewolf. Boom. Boom. Not that I have an animal cruelty fetish. Does anybody read a character called Werewolf and think that guy has an animal cruelty fetish? Does that happen in anybody's heads? In anybody's head? Does anybody go, that guy, see that guy over there called Werewolf? Must be an animal cruelty fetish. It's the only explanation for why you would choose that name. Oh, it's because he spelt wear, like wear clothes. Alright? Well, at least we cleared it up, right, guys? Alright? At least that's cleared up. For any of you who did have that, right, and are now going, no, I would never think that, right? No, that never even entered my head. It's not what it meant. It's not what it meant, okay? Then it happened. Family crisis. Well, I didn't know that my guild leader and chief officer was nephew and uncle. And boy, did some shit go down. Apparently, according to the officers, the officer, Dark Wolf, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is like the furry guild. I swear to God, right? I'm going to read this sentence to you word for word. Some shit went down. Currently, according to the officer, Dark Wolf of the Night Wolves, his stepdaughter had been sleeping with the guild leader, Night Wolf. Night Wolf. So Dark Wolf told me that Night Wolf's been sleeping with the girl, man. Fucking hell, what do you think, werewolf? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe 13 and barely growing the pubes. Now found this all hilarious. This crisis steepened, though, to a disturbed level where I had to fight between whose side I should be on. Do I join Dark Wolf or Night Wolf? I'm so torn. So I did the only thing I could do. I left the guild. We need to diversify. Too many wolves, man. There's too many wolves. There's wolf on wolf hate. When will it stop? When would the wolf on wolf hate stop? Eventually, though, we got to a new guild. Which were named something at first, but I can't remember the second name being... I'm using these names. The Moontang Clang. I'm going to have to type it so you get it. Moontang Clang. Edgy, I know. Such an edgy name. The Moontang Clang. Yeah, bitch. Fucking this server is so gangster. I want to be there. I want to be on this gangster server. We were quite a good guild, to be fair. Hey. Don't be mocking. No, it's Clang. You've got to say Clang. It's not Clan, it's Clang. It says Clang. The Moontang Clang. Moontang Clang are quite a good guild. They did Naxxramas in Wrath of the Lich King, I'll have you know. Right? They managed to kill Kel'Thuzad, 25 man. A boosh. They're kind of a big deal. This is no newbie guild. The Moontang Clang's not a bunch of idiots. They did Naxxramas, Wrath of the Lich King style, okay? They fucking got through that shit. Doubting Kel'Thuzad felt amazing, but then it happened. With the news being about... Oh, the news being all in the media about cyberbullying and people picking up kids. I felt vulnerable. Sudden vulnerability. Oh, they asked him to come on vent. So the media in America is all about cyberbullying and people trying to pedo kids in online games. The Moontang Clang asked our friend to join Ventrilo and he panicked. He felt a sudden vulnerability washing over him. If they find out of his kids, if they find out he's a young boy, that only means one thing, apparently, according to the media. Cyberbullying, paedophile, Moontang Clang members. Okay? Okay? What else could it mean? Why else would they want him on Ventrilo? It's not to communicate, but if they find out that he's a small boy, instantaneous paedophilia, rap gods, picking you up, cyberbullying, going on. I obviously made the bullshit excuse of I don't have a headset. But then I decided to man up and buy one and talk to people. Oh, the horror. Oh, it's not even America? Oh, this isn't the... This is an Englishman. Being from Yorkshire, my accent was instantly recognised by our guild warlock called... I'm just picking someone. Captain Payne. Captain Payne could be the warlock. Sounds like searing pain. Good deal for me. Our guild warlock, Captain Payne, which I now use for the single thing possible. Remember him. It's which I now use for every... Oh, you use his name. He stole his name. He ghosted him. He was called Captain Payne, and I now use the name Captain Payne on almost everything because it's far better than Werewolf or Forever Lost. He thought I was a local lad and asked me where I was from. Little did I know. Little did he know, though, my mother had just walked in the room and gave me a look saying, "Be careful. He's gonna be a rapist and we will find your body in an alley with a box of Durex and a tube of lube." Your mum just made a really scary, uninformed threat and made it rhyme, which is double swag. There's a lot of swag in that sentence. There's a certain amount of swag that goes on with being that uninformed, but also making it right. I feel like she used the fingers at the end and then just backed out of the room. She walked in and went, "Careful! Careful now! He's on the internet. He's going to be a rapist. We're going to find you in an alley with a box of Durex and a tube of lube." And just walk the fuck out. Just walk the fuck out. That mother. Because mums can give these looks. I instantly panicked and said, "I've forgotten where I live." Where do you live? I have no idea where I live. I don't know. I don't know where I live. I don't know about. I've forgotten. I used to know where I lived, and now I don't. So I don't know what to tell you, man. I've just forgotten all about it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We got a mic intrusion. Oh, sorry. I don't know where I live. I have no idea. I used to know. To which he thought I was a total retard, and then my guild days didn't really improve. I don't know where I live. A few months later, being closer with the friendly internet paedophile. I don't know how this happened to you, Captain Payne. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to end this way. I didn't mean for it to go this way for you, Captain Payne. And that name seems rather ironic now. But just, just keep it together. Just understand it's based on uninformed media whoring. All right? Let's just keep that fear. He stayed friends with you. He does refer to you as the friendly internet paedophile, like some kind of really multiverse version of Spider-Man, I guess. But it's going to be okay, Captain Payne. It's going to be okay. Still Superman, right? I get it. A few months later, being friendly with your friendly neighborhood internet paedophile, I decided to tell him the tale, to which he thought I was a retard, but funny. He told the truth. He's still a retard. Now, for some stupid reason, I thought it would be a good idea to start an online relationship. Well, don't we all? Don't we all? I was 14 and lonely. The internet was my only salvation for my needs, mainly porn. However, having my sexual desires fulfilled with porn, I didn't really need an online girlfriend. Did you know? You don't actually need a girlfriend. Realistic. Do you have the internet? Is what I want to put to you there. Right? It's just, I want to put this out there. Do you have the internet? Do you have the internet? Because you don't really need a girl. Okay, who's being the girl? Who wants to be a lady? Who's a lady? I'll give you a sec. Who's going to be a lady? I'll be surprised to see how many people say me to being the lady who's going to enter the 13-year-old boy's life. And go. I don't think I can use homo. I think we're going too far. Sir Pants. Schultzberg. I don't know. People are funny about that. I'll go with Apuru. I'm a girl. I ain't no lady. Everyone's like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. So, we're starting an online relationship. This is where Apuru came in. She was a blood elf priest. Well played, Apuru. Well played. She was a blood elf priest. And a good one. And she's a good blood elf priest. Yes. And she had only one problem, that she was mental. She's fine, right? Apuru, she's a priest, female blood elf, right? Ticking all the boxes. Even a good player has one problem. Completely fucking nuts. Which is going to be a little bit of an issue. It's going to be a little bit of an issue for us. She was mental. I mean, insane. She needed every second of your time insane. However, she came to me with the idea that she'd be brother and sister in game. So I was like, sure. I've always wanted a little sister. I always wanted a sister, I guess. Did I know that sisters can be bitches, needed attention 24/7, and constantly wanted me to fly around the Grand because she liked the floating islands and wanted company? We're going on a trip. And as my brother, you need to accompany me. Now, you're all assuming sex is going to happen. I never said that. I just said it was a girl. We're going on a trip around the Grand because I really like floating islands. Sounds like a good game time. Sounds like a good way to spend your evening. Thing is, though, she was a really good healer. She's really good at the game. I will do anything for a good healer. I was now the guild's bitch because I was a good DPS. Don't get me wrong. But I needed to keep Apuru happy. Oh my god, mind blow. The guild master has to be involved in some way. We have this priest healer. Crazy fucking bitch, right? But she's really good. We need to palm her off on somebody to keep her happy so she'll keep raiding. Now, I don't want to pick anybody out of a crowd, but there is a guy in our guild who couldn't remember where he lived. Right? I don't want to point fingers, but there is a guy in this guild who couldn't remember where he lived. Now, all I'm saying is, we could push them two to be friends, and we might have a good old time going on here. We might be able to keep our little priest in. We might be able to give it going here. We might be alright. Oh, yes. Well, that guild master. That guild master. What a play. What a play. Whenever we raided, I was always whispering to her how good she was. This made her happy. I wish I had the ounce of sense, though, for whenever she fucked up, it wasn't her to blame. No, it couldn't be. Nope. All it was me telling her she was good and getting overconfident. Eventually, and our friendly neighbourhood internet paedophile, that would be you, Captain Payne, left the guild since we were the best DPS and joined the guild nicknamed Guns N' Roses. Moving on from werewolves to the Guns N' Roses. From the werewolves to the Moontang clan to the Guns N' Roses. What a journey. What a journey. I had to quit the game for a bit due to exams coming up, and doing well apparently was something I was meant to do, to get this thing called a job. I came back soon after though, only to find that I had no guild. Captain Payne was the top DPS on the server, and being a warlock, a complete dick about it. You've not had a good day, Captain Payne. You've not had a good day, Captain Payne. Sadly, Apuru was never online either, and the only person I knew was the leech from level 1. So I left the server and joined something better, fresh, and something new. To this day, I still server hop, reminding of the time where I forgot where I lived because I didn't want a shriveled up penis near my ass. And trying to forget the time that I was a little girl's bitch. If only for a moment. I know it wasn't an interesting story. We loved it. We loved it. I thought I'd share my tale with someone in this world. That was a fucking wonderful tale. The Moontang clan, the werewolves, Nightwolf, Darkwolf, relationships, all going on. I did have 2 more stories prepared, but sadly, guys, we just do not have the time. But of course, as my wedding approaches, we'll be going to having a couple more drama times for stuff to release while I'm away on the honeymoon. So watch out for that. It'll probably be starting, I'll say, in about a week or so. After the next Drama Friday, we'll start doing 2 a week, and one of them will be put on the back burner. So if you want to catch them early, be here live. I'll put it up on the tweet machine and the Facebook monster so you guys can know. What a wonderful, wonderful day. Good stories. Good stories. Have a great weekend, guys. I am, again, remind you, for those of you who joined late, I am in Manchester City Centre tomorrow, round about 8 p.m, meeting all of you guys who have travelled over. I'll be there for a few hours with me and Mr. Gosi, who will also bringing low-tech support. We will be there, so if you want to come down, if you live in the Manchester area, pop down, say hello. Check out our website, preachgaming.com, or our Facebook, Preach Gaming, to find out any details if you want to come down and say hello, have a beer, do whatever. All right, guys? Other than that, I'm going to go play with my son. So have a wonderful weekend, guys. If I don't see you, I'm not meeting you IRL and shaking your hand. Have fun. Do something good. And I will see you next week. Be good, guys. See ya.